Welcome to the Plant Food Federation channel. If you've been here before, welcome back. If it's your first time stopping by here, it is great to have you and I hope you stick around. In this video, I'm going to be sharing with you a recipe for akara, but with a twist. Now, akara is basically a fried bean fritter, and it's a very popular dish that's eaten here in Nigeria and across West Africa. Now, another place in the world that akara is quite popular is in Brazil, and specifically in the state of Bahia, and more specifically in the city of Salvador. Now, you may be wondering, how is it that akara is popular in Brazil as well? And I can tell you that basically food travels with people, and as slaves were carried from the shores of West Africa, they actually landed as a first port of call in Salvador in Brazil, and that is why akara is so popular there as well. Now, this was an exciting discovery for me, that there's so many similarities between the foods that we're eating on this side of the world and also in other parts of the world as well. So back to the akara. In Nigeria, it's eaten mostly for breakfast. It's eaten with something called pap, which is sort of a cornmeal pudding. It's also eaten in between two slices of bread, which has been tagged an akara burger for those that enjoy it that way. And in Brazil, actually, they are sliced open and stuffed with ingredients and eaten as a burger. So they actually serve as the burger bun. So this is quite an exciting and versatile food to eat. Now, in today's video, however, I'm going to show you how to make akara with a twist. So I have this masa pan that I used to make masa, which was featured in my ebook, The Many Ways to Eat Rice, which I will leave the link for in the description box below. But I haven't used this masa pan since then. Now, if you're in other parts of the world, in the Netherlands, I believe it's called an ebelskiver pan, or in Northern Europe, it's called an ebelskiver pan, and it's used to make Dutch pancakes. But in Nigeria, Northern Nigeria, it is used to make a fermented rice cake called masa. Since I have not used my pan to make masa lately, I figured I would try to use it to make something else. And so today I'm going to show you how to use the masa pan to make akara, and I'm going to stuff the akara in the pan with this sort of meaty mushroom and walnut filling. So while I head into the kitchen to show you how to make this dish, which I'm really excited about, look below this window. You will see a subscribe button. Go ahead and tap that subscribe button. Go ahead and hit that notification bell, because I don't know why you wouldn't have done that already. There's so much going on this channel. But anyway, I invite you to do both of those. And while you're doing that, I'm going to head into the kitchen to show you how to make this dish. Let's start by washing and peeling our beans. Now, these are brown beans, Nigerian brown beans, or they're also called honey beans. I've had these soaking overnight, and it's easy to just peel off the skin. Now, there are many different ways to peel beans, but I just like to do it by hand, and I also do it in batches, so I only have to do it every once in a while. I'm going to be frying the akara using palm oil. Because I'm not deep frying them, it's a little easier. I'm also going to be adding in some habanero peppers that have been chopped, some salt, and some onions. Now, onions are optional. I just wanted to add onions to mine. So the first thing we're going to do is blend the beans, and we're going to do these in batches. I'm using a high-speed blender. If you're using a blender that has a lower wattage, just reduce the amount of beans in each batch. The goal is to add as little water as possible, and only adding water when needed. Once the first batch have been blended until smooth, I'm going to add in some more beans, and I'll continue blending these until it's mixed in with everything else and also blended down until smooth. And this should only take a couple of minutes to do. Next, I'm going to pour the bean batter into a bowl, and what I'm going to do here is cover it and set it aside for 30 minutes at least. Now, this is so that the sugar molecules in the beans, which act as a natural yeast, are activated and the batter becomes a lot fluffier. While the batter is resting, I'm going to go ahead and prepare the filling. So I'm going to chop up some basil. You can use basil if you like. You can use what we call in Nigeria curry leaves. So just go ahead and rough chop these. I'm also going to chop some mushrooms, which is going to give us that meaty texture in the filling, which is what I'm looking for. So I chop these up as small as possible. I'm also going to chop up some walnuts. Now you might find this odd, but walnuts really work when creating sort of a meat alternative. They give you that gritty flavor texture that you normally find with meat. So there you go. Now the batter has rested. What I'm going to do is to put it back in the blender and blend it up one more time. Now this is to make sure that it's properly aerated. Again, I'm trying to get the batter as fluffy as possible because then that helps with the frying and it helps to keep it light because again, I'm not going to be deep frying these. So now that the batter is done, I'm going to pour it back into the bowl, and that's when I'm going to add the rest of the ingredients, which is the salt, the chopped habanero peppers, and the onions. Again, onions are optional. I just wanted to add it in this version of the akara that I'm making. So go ahead and stir everything in, make sure that it's well distributed, and your batter is pretty much ready to be fried. What we want to do is finish preparing the filling before we fry the akara. So with putting a little bit of avocado oil in a pan, we want to go ahead and fry up some chopped onions. We then want to give that a stir until they become translucent before adding in the chopped garlic. So you want to give everything a quick mix and then add in the mushrooms, stir that through, and then add in the chopped walnuts. Once that's done, you want to add in your chopped basil leaves at the end and continue stirring until the water that is extracted from the mushroom dries up. So getting that masa pan on the heat, we want to add in a little bit, just a few drops of palm oil in each of the little divots or pots, and then spoon in that bean batter. So just spooning in about a third of the way through and just letting that start to cook. Now once that is cooking, you'll see it start to rise and the underside is cooked. Now what I'm going to go ahead and do is start adding in the batter. I'm just spooning in a little bit at a time. And then once I have done that, I'm going to go back in and top that off with some more of that bean batter. So I want to make sure that the filling is covered. And you'll see that the akara will start to cook on the sides and pull away from the pan. Using two cocktail sticks, toothpicks, start to turn the akara over. You can see how beautifully round in shape that they are, and you want to make sure that the other side also cooks through. But this is basically it. These are our stuffed akara cooked with palm oil. They are lightly fried and not deep fried, and they are perfectly round. There's no fancy plating for these. I'm just going to put them on a plate and I'm going to serve them with some smashed avocado and some hot pepper sauce, because in Nigeria we just like pepper a lot and I just wanted to have it on the side. So this is it. These are our stuffed akara. Opening these up, you can see that lovely meaty-like filling in the middle. These are crunchy on the outside, pillowy soft on the inside, with a lovely filling, and served up with something cooling and something spicy. Let me know if you try this recipe in the comments below, or tag me on social media, #PFFplate, so I can see all your wonderful creations. If you like this video, remember to give me a thumbs up, hit that subscribe button, and let's stay connected. And remember that regardless of what your eating philosophy may be, eating more plants is always a good thing to do. I'll catch you in the next video. Bye.